There's just one place to celebrate a happy new model year. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive away in a new ZDX. Only $459 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding. After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
There's just one place to celebrate a happy new model year. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive away in a new Integra. Only $299 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
Set the rhythm of your smart home with Sloman Shield Link, the new integrated smart home platform that automates your life just the way you want it. Sloman Shield Link. Be the maestro of your own home.
Price, service, selection. Get all this and more at South Florida's #1 loved Subaru store. Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Save today with our 3 ways to save. 0% financing, 0 down payment, or make no payments for 90 days. From Subaru of Pembroke Pines.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649. Or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rayom can help.
The Sultan's choice for excitement and a caravan of savings awaits at Toyota of Hollywood. Your wish for savings has been granted with discounts of up to $4,500. Take a magic carpet ride in a Toyota Corolla, not $24,000, $19,988. Step into our grand bazaar where you'll find epic savings at the #1 volume Toyota dealer, Toyota of Hollywood, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
Good afternoon, boys and girls. Welcome aboard. We are live, of course, from beautiful Toyota of Hollywood, like we always are, every second Wednesday of the month. And it's the second Wednesday of the month. That's why we're here. That's right. Even if the Scrooge doesn't want us here. Oh, that's Jack Frost? Okay, well, Jack Frost. Whatever. He's kind of Scroogey. Look, he lit up his eyes. Now he's talking back at me now, and he's got his eyes lit up and everything because they've got one whole show here, bro. Polar bears and penguins and transformers and snowmen that are large, and it's a winter wonderland, what it is. It's Winterland and it's a wonderland at the same time. So come on by here at Toyota of Hollywood. Bring the kiddies, because while you're purchasing or leasing a vehicle, they will enjoy themselves. And Jack Frost's Forest, or Fortress, that is. Jack Frost Toy Fortress. Okay? That's what's going on here. All right? Yeah, baby. That's what it's all about. Anyway, welcome aboard. We got some stuff to talk about. Fresh bread? What'd you say?
You can get the smell from the Subway fresh bread just opened up.
Okay. Well, you know, my smells are a little bit.
You got a cold. It just hit me right in the face.
There's a little funky, so it takes me a little bit more to smell something. I smell it. You know.
They also got the pizza, the Italian place, so it might be the pizza. I'm not sure which one, but there's.
Well, yeah, that's true.
There's some fresh bread somewhere.
Yeah, that is true. That'd be the tooth. That'd be the tooth. Anyway, so all kinds of stuff we've got going on the program. stuff to talk about on the show. What else? What was I going to tell you? Dolphins getting ready for the Steelers. So that'll be fun on Monday night. It's kind of good. We get the whole weekend off, bro. No Saturday show. There's the MLS season is done. So the college season was done. So I wasn't going to do a Canes post game, and then the MLS Cup showed up on last Saturday. So we did that. Now this weekend, no game Saturday, no game Sunday because they play on Monday. So it's nice to have a weekend off. It's pretty good. We're a couple days off from having 2 days off, and we'll have we'll have the rest of the off season very soon because the Dolphin season will end in a couple games. So looking forward to not doing any more shows on Sundays. Trust me, I am looking forward to it, actually. But anyway, so a lot of stuff to talk about. Got to definitely start off with the Miami Heat. And I'm disturbed. Now, I'm disturbed in many ways, as you all know already, watching the show. So we're not really talking about that kind of disturbed right now. That I'm definitely that kind, but not that kind of disturbed. Okay, I'm disturbed that I know more than the people that are running the Heat lately. And, over the last 10 years, I've talked about many things that they shouldn't have done. And they do, Whiteside, Johnson, and Waiters. And, and we could talk about Lowry. And, the one where I was wrong and right was I wasn't big on the Jimmy Butler one because I didn't think they would get another star with him, which I was right, but they did maximize it. They did maximize it a lot better than I ever expected them. I think anybody ever expected. Nobody ever expected them to go to 2 finals. So they did maximize it, but I wasn't a big fan of the move overall because I didn't think he was a number one, and I didn't think he would be able to attract another star. And so he played over his head, I got to say. But in the end, I was right because he became what he has always been, and he never really got the other star, and he polluted us with, Lowry. So one of the things, and none of this is hindsight. As I talked about from last year, you should have traded Hero when he came back and he stayed healthy the whole year. You should have got rid of him if you could in the middle of the year. Okay? Because you would have even never gotten to the end of the year where they were talking about, oh, yeah, we're going to attack him, which doesn't help his value. And then in comes this year. And I talked about it this offseason. You should get rid of everybody for first-round picks, as many as you can, and restart all over again because you can't come up with a team that's going to make an impact in the playoffs anyways. And there are no stars on this team. And I stand by that. Bam is not a star, and neither is Tyler Hero. Okay? And Tyler Hero has returned. Team's playing like shit. They've lost 4 in a row now, 5 of 6. Okay. It's really kind of getting exposed. You're really not as good. And we talked about this throughout. We're going to find out if these guys are real as time goes on. And well, here we are. And I implore the Miami Heat. They are stubborn as hell. They don't want to do the whole rebuild and tear it all the way down because they think they're good enough to, and the problem is they can only do so much with what they have. In the end, you need players that are stars in this league in order to win. And they always understood that. And I don't know why they continue to hang on to players that are nothing like Alonzo Mourning or Dwayne Wade or Shaquille O'Neal. I mean, like they used to know exactly what a star looked like. LeBron James, Chris Bosh. They have no idea what a star looks like anymore. And they keep thinking that they can manufacture them, and you can't. You just can't. And none of these guys are probably going to be stars. And I'm, and none of this is hindsight, dude. I was never for all of this, but hey, if this is what you're going to do, let's go. Because I am all for development. But at the same time, I'm also not for insanity. And insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And where are you now? You're in the play-in like you have been because you don't have stars. And you still don't get it. And you need to amass as many first-round picks as you can in order to get stars. And we're watching what's going on at OKC. And if you saw our conversation with Ira, we talked about it. OKC was willing to go into the sewer for a few years, amass the picks, and then now come out of it. And now they've got somebody's lottery pick, and they're the best team in the league. This is what you're supposed to do. And you have opportunities right now to get first-round picks for some of your players. So if you can get back on track and start looking good, start setting up for the trading deadline, start to amass picks. That's how you're going to be able to get a star. One way or the other, that you'll either end up in the lottery and you can get one there, or you amass the amount of picks that you can then trade for one. But, it's... I don't know if the Heat is sitting there delusional and this is just a bump in the road. We'll get back on going and we'll be scoring, 130, 140 points like nothing. They figure you out. They see what you are. They run bigger lineups on you and you struggle with that kind of stuff. They'll have more stars on the court. You're going to struggle because you don't have a star. And by the way, I get tired of the people in the organization, on the broadcast, or anybody else telling me that Tyler Hero's Mr. Clutch. Like, didn't they need him yesterday? I just, I'm. This is your moment, and since you've gotten back, the team has been crap. You're not a star, dude. You're not a star. You don't elevate this team at all. Let's just be honest. That's what it is. And I don't understand how Pat Riley and company can't identify stars anymore. And I don't know what happened to the blueprint of going after stars. What happened? What is it now about hanging on to solid players, good players, but not going after stars? That's how you win in this league. It's always been about it in this league. And I don't understand what's going on with the Miami Heat. But they seem to be stuck in a gear of mediocrity. And they seem to be fine with it, I guess, because they continue down the same road. I don't know if it's that they think they have the elixir, they have the pixie dust, they have the special spinach that they're going to, create greatness all over. Maybe the worst thing that happened to the Miami Heat was the two flukish runs to the NBA Finals. Maybe the two flukish runs to the NBA Finals fed their ego like they can mold anything into a title list. And maybe you just got lucky in two specific situations. One, the whole bubble thing and a short schedule. And then the other one was all the teams that you ran into leading up to get to the title. Their stars were injured. You're getting every break in the book along the way. To your credit, you took advantage of it in both the situations and you made it to the finals. And the bubble one is interesting because if Bam and Dragon don't get injured, that Lakers team wasn't anything real special as a champion. So, yeah, you might have had a shot on that one because, again, the situation, the way things worked out. Okay. But the other one, you got exposed for what you are. Once Denver got you, it was over. And maybe the worst thing that happened to the Miami Heat organization was making those two finals. That's crazy. It's crazy to think that that could be the reason why you have this attitude that you keep hanging on to this kind of a roster and expecting championship results, conference finals results. And then you're also asking constantly your head coach to do the impossible. And he'll coach his ass off and he'll figure things out. But in the end, it's up to the talent. The talent's got to execute what the coach wants to do. And the talent can't execute it. Just can't. So now you're coming back to reality. Sad. We're here at Toyota of Hollywood, by the way, 1841 North State Road 7. Come on by and say hi. Herbie Lopez is out here in the Winterland going on right now. And, of course, 2,000 vehicles in stock, over 1,200 new vehicles. So come on out to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Nobody better than Toyota of Hollywood. By the way, they're open till midnight. So they are ready, and we've got a ton of people ready to help you. We got floor and floor and floor of cars, no payments for 90 days. So make sure you tell them. And by the way, if you are looking for work, they are hiring service technicians. All right, you get to apply here in person Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Business here is always booming. So they're trying to hire experienced master, mid-level, and lube technicians, top compensation, and signing bonuses available. So it's not only talking about cars, but if those of you out there that work on cars and you qualify, come on down, man, if you're looking for work here at Toyota of Hollywood. 844-888-0753. Give them a ring and come on down to 1841 North State Road 7. There's a beautiful red Supra right next to me. Man, would I love to get on the open highway with that baby and just fly. Oh, man. I've driven that Supra. Badass. A couple of years ago, they gave me the pleasure of driving one of them. And I was able to floor it a little bit, and that was fun. That was mighty fun. What do we got here? Don't forget, folks, please smash the hell out of the like button. It's very important that you smash the like button. All right? And hit the notification bell. That way you know when we're going live and, when news breaks or pregame show starts, postgame show starts. The notification bell will tell you, when Sean hits it and goes live, you'll know all of that. You'll get the heads up. So make sure you hit the notification bell, and you can make a donation to the show. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. Bitcoin is going up a little bit. There, it's at 92,444. I would imagine that did they announce already the cut? Because I'm sure they're cutting a quarter point. The question is, what did Powell say anything, or has he talked yet? Maybe he hasn't talked. Maybe it's like it's usually like 2:30 actually when he talks. Now that I'm thinking about it, so maybe it's not yet. He hasn't talked yet. So we're waiting. Okay, yeah, that's usually what it is. 2:30. 2:30, something like that. On the crypto side, by the way, okay, and we thank R&M Contractors, Ray and Mike, always sponsoring our crypto segments. Yes, sir. What were you going to say?
I looked it up. They said The central bank is set to release its latest policy statement at 2, and then Fed Chair Jay Powell's press conference will begin at 2:30.
Okay.
So,
all right. They'll cut the quarter point, which will be good for the markets. I think it's already been baked in, so I don't think it's going to make like a big jump in the markets or anything like that. Right now, the markets are, but there is important stuff going on that you should know about, or you should be aware about. Let me see. I pulled up but I always like giving it a couple seconds so it can kind of update and give me the fresh one, because usually when I pull it up, it's got like a little bit of an old number. So I needed to switch here. Yeah, it's up 205 right now. The Dow, the S&P is up barely a point, and the Nasdaq is barely up a little fraction. But they are going to lower the rates now, and eventually they're going to continue to lower rates because they're going to name a new Fed, and Powell is out in May. So that's going to be really, really, really important for anybody that owns either stocks, crypto, and especially Bitcoin, and gold and silver. All these things are going to fly. But I also want to make you aware of something that's going on too. Okay. And again, I don't care about either side, but it's called the political pendulum, So, they were on the Bush Jr. bandwagon in America, and then they went over to Obama, and then they went over to Trump, and then they went over to Biden, and now they went over to Trump. And I don't know if you saw what happened in Miami. I don't know if you saw what happened in Georgia. Okay. The Dems are winning all these seats in places that they had no chance. Even the Tennessee one that they lost a super tight race that they had no business being tight. Right. Coin and crypto regulations and laws to go through, which they're, in the process. You better hope they get them all through now. And a lot of it is bipartisan, so it's kind of cool. But my point is the midterms are going to be a bloodbath. Okay? There's a blue wave coming. All right? And so it's going to end up happening because that's how the country does it. It's like they're like the Dolphins. They go for the hardline coach, then they go for the players coach, then they go for the hardline coach. So we're kind of going for the players coach again now. Okay. So that's kind of the way, that's what there's no rhyme or reason to it. So whatever the blue side craps out for the next go around is probably going to be the guy that wins, or woman, whatever. You know what I mean? So I'm just telling you, and they're not as Bitcoin friendly because they want to control the money. And with Bitcoin, they can't control it. So I'm just telling you, hope that they get these rules down and get it down in the next year or two, because there's going to be a swing. They're going to all lose the power, and you want to have that stuff in place. Plus, give you also a little bit more. Vivek Ramaswamy's Strive just raised $500 million to buy more Bitcoin. Jack Mallers 21 Capital rang the bell in the stock market. They're on the exchange now, and they want to be the largest Bitcoin holder in the world. Okay, and they plan on raising, I think it's like $60 billion to buy Bitcoin. Eric Trump, his America Bitcoin company, bought 416 Bitcoin for $38 million. They now own 4,784 Bitcoin for $440 million. We are only going in one direction. This is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, never have been, never will be. But both sides continue to destroy our dollar, and both sides will continue to create inflation and all kinds of stuff. And Bitcoin will be the thing that you can use in order to fight that thing off as much as possible. Because you're not going to be able to fight it off with money. Money will die. Money will lose in value. It takes you less Bitcoins now to buy a home than it did a couple years ago, 4 years ago, 10 years ago. So it just shows you how the value of Bitcoin grows even more than a home, more than money, more than gold, more than anything else out there. Do your own homework, but just look at the landscape and look at what's going on. Follow it politically and everything. Better off not to choose the side, just because they're both going to kill us anyways. But it is what it is. That's up to you all out there. You're better off not choosing a side. Neither one is going to help us. But anyway, the political pendulum is swinging, and it's obviously going to go to the blue. Big time. So I don't know where we'll be in a couple of years when blue takes over, and what are they thinking? I'm talking about the Bitcoin side. That's what the segment's about. And we thank R&M Contractors for sponsoring our Bitcoin and crypto segment. NorCal is in the house. Let's see. Dolphin Dave, Jeff in Long Island, Jay Bird. Where's looking worse? Needs a sports psychiatrist. Now the team looks bad. Luis Medina, Oscar Rojas, Think Blue Dodgers, Brian Raque. Let's see. Lenny Pena. Yep, the Heat have come back down to earth after the hot start. That's right. Big Johnson, Gus 1388, Skylar Tipton, Joseph. The Heat start wasn't fraudulent. Hero return and wreck the chemistry. Get rid of him. I'm going to go with both. He hurts it, and they're frauds. They're not that good. Horn Dog, Edward Thurston Howe, James Vivinetti, John Padilla, checking in from Berkeley, Alexis Palenzuela, Stoney Stanley, Captain Saki. Let's see. Cleveland Cavaliers did it right after LeBron James left their team. They built their team through the draft. Exactly. Nothing wrong. The Heat is the only organization in town that's built the mulligan that if they feel like taking a step back for a couple of years and sucking and being a lottery team, no Heat fans should ever complain about that. Because if you understand the landscape of the sport, that's how you have to rebuild, dude. You just can't go buy the stars anymore. Just that doesn't happen anymore. But, I'm fine with patience and waiting. Like you guys didn't have patience for the defensive tackles and Savanaya and all. Give them time. You know what I mean? Before I can actually judge them. And I don't have a problem with the Heat taking a couple of steps back and saying, hey, we're not ready. We're gonna try to, get a star or two, but we need to take a couple of steps back and rebuild and get into the lottery. Not a problem. Not a problem. Makes all the sense in the world. Alexis Palenzuela, Vishal says, go Orlando Magic, bitches. Man Dog, market will tank. Yeah, next year. I think my prediction is June, July, after, second half of the year will be really, really bad. First part of the year is going to be great because they're going to cut rates, dude. They're going to cut rates. So they're going to juice the hell out of the markets. But at the same time, they're going to create inflation. So yes. Yes. Johnny, thank you, sir, for the love on the super chat. Tua going to throw 2 picks, 24-14 Steelers realistic. Get your XRP while you can, not financial advice. That's what Johnny says. Josue says, Dems suck. They all suck, bro. Pat in Nashville, midterms are always like this, but to have this early results a year before, it could be another 1994. Oh, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad for the MAGA. Yeah. they're gonna really hurt watching, because there will be a lot of them that won't vote, and then the ones that are like towards the middle will vote for the other side just because they want to see change. That's what they did this time around, dude. They weren't gonna go blue at all. So a lot of them just voted for Trump because they did not want anything of Biden over again, which I don't blame them. Biden's garbage. You know what I'm saying? And then now they'll regret what they did, and then they'll go back the other way. This what happens. That's what happens. We were doing it for every 8 years for a couple guys, and now we're doing it every 4 years. You know? So it is what it is. Let's see. I think Blue Dodgers is a puffin. Dizzy is top of the morning, so he must be a little more west than all of us. Dougie Fresh says, "Oh, if Tua plays his first year was a Journey song, it would be Don't Stop Believin'. What Journey track would you pick for his play this year?" What Journey track do I play this year? Because I'm definitely not loving touching, squeezing right now. I'm gonna have to cheat and look at a list of Journey songs. Is what I'm gonna have to do, so I can be reminded of some of the it's gonna be like an obscure song, you know. Trying. Okay. All right. Let's see. Oh, Separate Ways. Here we stand, worlds apart, hearts broken in two. Yes, 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 yes. Who's crying now? Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, yeah. Let's see. When he throws the interceptions, if we just switch one word from girl to Tua can't help it, So, let's see. Yeah, the party's over. There's an obscure song from them, I guess. See. Yeah, Who's Crying Now is definitely us now. After the Fall. Because, after all the falls, he's not the same guy anymore. So After the Fall is another one for Tua. I mean, we can argue, right? Hip injury after that fall, concussion after that fall, concussion after that fall. After the Fall. That's another one. So there you go. There's a couple right there just looking on the list. After the Fall is actually kind of funny. So anyway, don't forget, folks, you can make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, or Solana donation as always, and we appreciate it. Who's Crying Now is excellent. It's definitely us right now. That's for sure. What else do we have? Dizzy. Oscar Rojas, Daniel Guzman, picking up Bitcoin every month. Oh, these clowns will continue to print money no matter what side they're on. It's like the fool that goes Josue, he goes dem suck, and it's like, bro, they all suck. But but it's good to see the programmed ones. I always like to see which one of you guys are programmed. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell everybody, George Bush Jr. printed 6 trillion in 8 years. Obama printed 8 trillion in 8 years. Trump printed 8 trillion in 4 years. Biden printed 8 trillion in 4 years. And before this election ever even happened, I said whoever won, red or blue, will be printing 10 in the next 4. Well, Trump in 10 months has printed $2.3 trillion. I think that's a dumbass. Like, they're both killing us. They're both doing all the same damage. Remember, Elizabeth Warren and Donald Trump both agreed that they want to lift the debt ceiling. That's a Dem and that's a Republican, But stupid people like Josue, that's what they want to do. They want to get to you and then pitch you against each other. Meanwhile, they're both killing us. That's all, But hey, man, choose a side. Go ahead. Think that you're better off with one side or the other fiscally. We're all in the same disaster, no matter what. And that's why this gentleman is going to keep buying, because they're all going to keep printing and keep printing, But you don't see it coming from your party, Guys like Josue, That's all right. There's a sucker born every minute. Suckers save money. Smart people stack Bitcoin. What else do we have besides the smart Daniel Guzman? Vishal's got the Finns winning 24-20. I like that. Big O, I asked ChatGPT which Journey song resonates to her now. It said, "Wheel in the sky keeps on turning." No, I would go with Who's Crying Now. After the Fall is better. There was a couple there that were a little better than that one. On the Dolphins, we have reached a point in Dolphin history that it's notorious. Okay? Because you have gone through the stretch where you beat all the bad teams, minus Buffalo, of course, which was great to beat Buffalo. And, you beat Buffalo every once in a blue moon. So it was a while since you beat them. It was good to beat them again. It was great. It was just really, it was a delicious win, to be quite honest. The 2 wins in between actually aren't as sexy as the Buffalo win and then the last win, because those wins look good. The other 2 were ugly wins. But something very Dolphinish in the history is they put themselves in a hole. We talked about it, right? We gave you the examples, right? In 24, they started 2-6, then they went 6-3. The year before that, they started 9-3, then they finished 2-3, then they went 8-3, and they went 1-5. In 21, they started 1-7, then they went 8-1. In 18, they went 4-2, then they went 3-7. In 17, they went 4-2, then they went 2-8. In 16, they went 1-4, then went 9-2, and then went 0-2 against Baltimore and New England. In 13, they went 3-0, then 0-4, then 5-2, and then they're 0-2 at the end. Okay, you can add up. You see where it adds up every single year. But my point is that a lot of those ugly finishes, usually seasons were on the line, playoffs were on the line. Neither one of those things are really on the line this year. You're not going to the playoffs. Okay, even with a strong finish, you're not going to the playoffs. But here's the best part about it. You rarely ever finish strong. And you have an opportunity against teams like Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Tampa Bay, and New England. 2 road games at Pittsburgh, who's a fraud, but you're a bigger fraud because you've been a fraud for decades, the Dolphins. So can you at least go in there and beat a mediocre Pittsburgh team at home? That would be that's an upgrade for the Dolphins. And Cincinnati is, they're not anything special, but you still have to deal with Joe Burrow and company. So that's going to be a challenge. Tampa Bay will be a gritty team. They're not a great team, as time has kind of exposed it, because they got lucky in the beginning of the year where they won a lot of close games, right? And then that shit caught up to them quickly. And then you got New England, which is the class of the division right now. So you got a chance to kind of end the season in the strongest fashion that you've ever had an opportunity to do in a while. Even though it won't result in the playoffs, right? But it will result in a strong finish. And you will feel better about these players coming back next year, even if the coach doesn't and whoever the GM is or whatever. But at least if you see that they can do that, you would feel a lot better about the football team. Okay, forget about the draft. And again, guys, I've never cared about that. I'm not worried about wins hurting draft position and all that. I don't care about that. Okay, I'm rooting for the team that I love on the field. But you also could be the same Dolphins you've been in the past. So are you going to shit the bed here? Are you going to go 1-3? Are you going to go 2-2? Are you going to go 1-4? You know what I mean? So this streak, if you want to make it mean something, the next 4 games will make it mean a lot more. But if you go like the past that I gave you, where you went 4-0 here and now you went 1-3, that is so Dolphins. That's the Dolphins doing Dolphin things. So it starts this Monday night. We're going to find out. Are you going to do what the Dolphins normally have done? Or are you going to do something that they rarely ever do? Is actually finish strong. Have a couple quality wins. That would actually be pretty cool way to finish the season. You know what I mean? After such a shitty start overall. But at least you can kind of prove that to yourselves, the players, and to the fan base. We'll see. Anthony Kyle Campos, thank you for the love on the super chat. He says, in my life on earth, wonder if I see the Dolphins Super Bowl or Miami snow. Big O, use your crystal ball, please. Well, how old are you, Anthony? Aren't you young? He's young, right? Well, he's usually watching like old videos because he's never seen the stuff live.
Yeah, I guess.
So he's got to be young. If you're around my age or something, I don't think we're going to see it. But if you're young, I give you a chance. I mean, one day. Oh, he's 34? Okay. Yeah, you got a shot at seeing the Dolphins. You're not going to see snow here because we are going to have, it's called global warming. So I don't think it'll get that extreme ever down here. I think you got a much better chance than I do. I don't got a lot of time left. So I just don't see it.
He has the ability, maybe. To see new ownership?
Yeah. Yeah.
Depending on how everything rolls out. I mean, again,
Right.
if I'm the Ross family, I'm probably not selling. I'm not going to lie. But
Yeah.
when kids take over, sometimes there's a change in thinking.
And if they fail enough, maybe they're like, you know what? I'll just take the money and get the hell out of here, and I don't need this anymore. Or or sell the team and keep the rest of the stuff.
That's what I was about to say. Just sell the. But would anybody buy? I mean, doesn't
they're gonna want the whole kit.
Yeah, because that's what makes that such a a tantalizing offer. But then you still have all the other stuff that the Ross family does, even if you sell that bit.
Right.
So not like they're going to be
right. No, you're never going to be starving. That's for sure. But yeah, I don't know, man. It would be nice. It would be nice. But Anthony, I think you've got a chance. I don't see, like, right now we're going to go, like, the next 2 years are nothing. You guys know that, right? Like, the next 2 years are cap hell. So you're not building anything the next 2 years. You're going to be drafting, and it's going to be a young team, and I don't even know what quarterback you're going to have, because if either you cut to on June 1st or you ride him out for one more year, but then that means he's not here in 2 years. So what quarterback are you going to have? You know what I mean? So the next 2 years are just rebuild years, no playoffs, no nothing. So, and then after that, we'll find out 3 years from now what they did in the 2 years to kind of start to set them up, which we won't know. So for me, I don't have a lot of hope. You know, I've watched this guy own the team for 15 years already. So I pray I can be around for another 15 years. I don't have a lot of hope, man. You know, but for you, yeah. Yep. What else do we have going on? The early forecast for the Steelers game is 18 to 22 degrees. Good luck, Dolphins. Well, they can run the ball. I got to say, Edward, that's actually a real positive for that weather. They can run the ball, and the Steelers aren't very good. Miami's offense, Edward, is actually better suited for this kind of weather now. Their other offense was not suited for this weather. This offense, as long as the moron calls it, it's actually suited for this weather. It's not bad. So we'll see. We'll see. Miami has a chance at winning this week. It's not like I give them more of a chance to win this week than I would have over the last few years, because I've watched how you've played the last month. And more often than not, you're playing the way you're supposed to play. The numbers say it. So if you stick to that kind of style, I like the Dolphins' chances this week. You know, I'm sure, listen, they can let me down and break my heart. It's what they do normally. I get it. But they have a legit shot, Edward, at winning this week. Legit shot at winning. If they play their style of football that they've been playing the last month, for sure. For sure they got a shot at winning. No doubt about it. What else? I keep saying the Heat need to trade Hero for Morant, and they will restore him back to superstar. Well, maybe, maybe not. I mean, John Morant is a moron. So I don't know. I trust the Heat will coach you and lead you in the right direction, but I don't trust John Morant. He doesn't learn, bro. He doesn't learn. And it's not like Jimmy Butler learned. He played a facade for a little bit, but then in the end, he was the same asshole he's always been. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know. I can't say that they are that good that they reach everyone. You know, Shaq was a good boy for a very short time. And then after, they got ugly. Where, hell, almost him and Riley went at it. You know what I'm saying? So they don't reach everybody, and they don't keep everybody in line. And John Moran has proven that he's, a king-size idiot. So, I don't know. If you're a Dolphins fan, you should feel different about Monday night. If they run and play the way they've been playing, they have a good chance. I agree. 100%, James. 100%. They definitely have a chance this week with that style of play. Guaranteed. Let's see here. All right. All right, folks. Let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar. The one and only Alan Blanco. If you need custom printing and embroidery, please give him a ring, 786-618-1443. Magic defeat the Heat last night, 117-108. Miami has lost 5 of 6 now. They are 14-11. They're 4-8 on the road. Tyler Hero, 0 of 6 from three-point range. Powell had 21 points last night. On Monday, they don't play again till Monday. They will take on Toronto at 7:30. So they're off till December 15th, man. It's crazy. I'm shocked that nobody's at the camera. Shocked. Tonight at 9 o'clock, you can catch the Panthers on ESPN Plus taking on Seattle. The Mammoth. Saturday at 5 o'clock, Fort Lauderdale United is on the road to take on Sporting Club Jacksonville. Sunday, December 20th, next week, will hit the road in the first round of the college football playoffs. They will take on Texas A&M. Texas A&M is favored by 3.5. The over and under is 51.5. Miami is plus 150. Texas A&M is minus 180 on the money line. Tomorrow night, NFL action, 8:15. Falcons taking on the Bucks. Bucks are favored by 4.5. Over and under is 44.5. Falcons plus 185, and the Bucks are minus 225. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. All right. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. And we appreciate it. True Fin Fan, thank you for the love on Cash App. Appreciate you. He says running teams travel, passing teams don't. Hey, baby, how you doing, Herbie? Doing good? Good to see you, bro. Herbie Lopez, the great Herbie Lopez, out here at Toyota of Hollywood. Make sure you say hi to Herbie when you come on out here and tell him that we sent you. And you are correct, True Fin Fan. And that's what I like about this team. As long as he plays that way, as long as he calls it that way, they got a chance. Of course, it's going to help that Tua doesn't do stupid shit. Okay? That he doesn't, I can't believe that I've got to talk that way about Tua now. To be quite honest. It's kind of sad because he always was taking care of the football. Always. That wasn't something that was the norm for him. And so that kind of sucks that this is who he's become, but this is what we have to worry about. So, it just sucks. That's the reality. We have to live it. Big O, your favorite NBA stadium you want to road game? Well, I haven't been to all of them, dude. So one of my favorites is the Pacers. I've talked about it many times. It's like a basketball Hall of Fame on both floors. So as I've told anybody and everybody, if you ever go to a Pacers game, go early. Why? Take some time, walk around the concourse, man. Take an hour and a half, and check out everything, dude. It'll blow you away, the memorabilia that they have. It's pretty cool. So, but I'm sure there's a lot of really cool arenas, out there to check out. Ocala Joe says the Finns' chances of winning this week would depend on the split Jekyll and Hyde personality of McDummy. Exactly. Hopefully he runs. Let's hope he runs. So, what else do we have? Why are the Heat so afraid of hitting the reset button, starting over and move on? I don't know. It's like they think it's above them, or they're above it, that it's below them to, I don't know, call it a failure or something. Well, I don't call it a failure. You've got banners on top of your arena. You've got 3 banners. You've got like 87 divisional titles. You've been to the conference finals like 8 billion times. What do you... You're not the Clippers and the Hornets. You're not the Dolphins, who are constantly rebuilding.
But if they do that, then do they say they are becoming those teams?
Not at all.
I mean, I know it. Like,
if you stay,
as a fan, you don't think that.
If you stay in it 5 years from now, 10 years from now, then yes. But if you're going to just reset like you normally, like everybody does for a couple of years, where you take a couple steps back to then come back strong, I don't have a problem with this, dude.
Maybe they're worried they lose that, which they don't have right now anyways, the Heat culture. But it's like, I don't know. Maybe they're afraid they won't be able to find that again, and then they become those teams. That's
in 3-4 years, we're going to be doing that with the Panthers, right?
Oh, no, yeah.
The run will be over. These guys will be beaten up.
Fast beaten. They're beaten up. Some of them are beaten up.
Well, right now, but they're all going to get healthy again. They'll make another run and stuff over the next couple of years. They're healthy enough, but they're not beat up enough that they're going to get to that point.
Yes.
And then you're going to have to turn over this roster. And so you're going to have to take a couple steps back. And at that point, you're like, yeah, Panthers, go ahead and do that. It's not a problem. With the Dolphins, it's like, oh, here we go again. Like we're about to do it again. Over and over. I don't know, man. I maybe I'm the weirdo. Maybe they don't think there's enough people like me.
I really think I think the team is like looking at everybody else and going, when teams aren't winning, what happens?
Yeah, interest dies.
So I feel like they're worried that that's what's going to happen, especially with Mickey Harrison, with everything we've heard about Mickey Harrison and everything else. Like, I feel like, no, we need to hold on to some type of relevance, or else we're going to fall into the despair that some of these other teams fall into.
Lower the prices, bro.
Yeah, but
lower the prices, make it more affordable. You'll get more people there.
I agree.
I just think that they've earned enough goodwill to take a couple of steps back. But doing this prolongs it.
Yeah. They're going to, at some point, it's going to come to a head that they're going to have.
Because what's going on with the Heat right now is they are building apathy. They are. Because eventually people are going to go, oh, dude, they're not going anywhere. Yeah, I'll tune in later on. I'll check them out next year. I'll check them out later on in the season if they're any good. But, yeah, it's the same dudes. They're not going anywhere. People are not going to believe in you anymore. So you're going to build – it's going to be built in. Instead of you imposing it and saying, hey, we got to take a couple steps back so we can move forward. And it's going to be exciting because we're going to get new, young talent. And by the way, when you are in the lottery and you get a lottery pick, all of a sudden that becomes exciting.
Yeah, it's new. A new shiny toy.
Right. And who knows, you might get a star out of it.
Yeah. The funny thing about it is I was not at all into this Heat season. I was on the same page you. Then they came in and started. I'm like, hey, they're a fun team to watch.
Right.
So then I start watching, and now, again, as you say, it's like now you're watching like, okay, they're still that team that they were, what I thought they were going to be coming into the year.
No talent.
Yep.
No real studs. So, so I don't know why they're afraid, Lenny, but it makes zero sense to me. 0 cents. What else? Big O, earlier, every time you would mention Trump, you would freeze up like if the government or Trump was hearing you and was doing it on purpose. LOL. Should I sell my Nvidia and buy Bitcoin? I would. I think your Nvidia is just fine. I would always rather have Bitcoin, but that's different. MSG is beautiful. It is. MSG is absolutely awesome. Awesome. I've been to MSG. It is a great arena, dude. It for as old as it is, it's phenomenal, dude. For crypto, it is better a platform or hold crypto in a cold. No, I always cold storage wallet. Never hold anything on exchanges, ever. What else do we have here? Anything I pass up? Edward says it snows in Miami every day. Yes, you are correct, sir. You are correct. Josue doesn't know anything about politics and football. Oh, yeah. That's usually what happens to ignorant Trumpies when they don't hear what they want. But that's all right, bro. It's all good. What else? Did you ever attend a Celtics road game at QAM? No, I did not. I never went to the old Garden. Never been to the new Garden. But the old one with no AC, yeah, I never went to that one. Never. So, nope. And the parquet floor and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Never had the pleasure of doing that, which would have been really cool, by the way, to experience that. But I was never able to do that, unfortunately. And by the way, with QAM, those cheap bastards never fly you anywhere pretty much. A lot of the stuff that I had to do for myself, I had to do it out of my pocket. The only person that ever supported me was Joe Bell. Joe Bell took over and he knew about my trips and he told me, you are not paying any more for your trips to the Combine and to the Senior Bowl. And by the way, they also took care of me in the East-West while he was there. He was the only one. But before that, I had to pay my own way. And I was breaking stories and all that because I was, getting to know people. See, it's interesting, right? Like QAM and a lot of these places. I mean, QAM now is absolute dog shit. It's just a shell of what it used to be back when I was there, when we were like a real radio station and a real sports station. But the part that these people have all forgotten is if you want somebody to get better, you have to invest in them. So I knew that when I was going to break stories, if I was going to ever break stories, I had to do what writers get to do, travel and go meet people, because just calling them from here, agents aren't going to answer. So I'd rather run into agents at the Combine, at the East-West Shrine, at the Las Vegas Football Classic, at the Senior Bowl. So I started going to a lot of those postseason games, getting to know agents and scouts and personnel people and all that kind of stuff. And since I did it for 20 years, I got to know a lot of even young guys that were starting off as scouts, and now they're, personnel directors or GMs or whatever. And so that's how I started breaking stories at the Q and throughout my history, because I invested money in going on the road so I can meet the people that actually are part of the business. You know what I mean? But these stations like QM and many others, they're not willing to even invest any money or create a reporter or anything like that. So they just think they're such simpletons that they're only thinking of going to a place and doing a broadcast and leaving, and that's it. Right, narrowcasting, and then let me sell it Okay, what's the expenses? And then we're done. But it's not about, oh, okay, now go out there and go meet as many people as you can, stay out there and if you got to spend some money, drinks or food or whatever, send us the bill, all that, but build up your contacts and then prove it then after, you know what I mean? But I had to do it on my own. I was the only guy in radio in the country, that was going to the Combine, the Senior Bowl on his own, because no station would ever send people. It was only writers and this radio guy. That's it. It's crazy, dude. That's why the business has completely changed now. It's complete dog shit now. It sucks. I wouldn't suggest anybody to get in our business anymore. It's a terrible, terrible business. And there is no real passion to do the job. Just like it's happening in news all over the place. News is getting all manipulated by billionaires and their points of view, and so you don't really get to report the news freely. It's terrible. It's kind of the way it is. I have been to the Mecca for WWE event. Have you? How many? What wrestling events have you been to? What arenas?
I went to was it Hard? It wasn't Hard Rock at the time. Whatever the one when they had WrestleMania 27 here. I've been to Orlando a couple times. Most of them are local here.
The Amway?
Yeah, they did Amway, and then
the old arena, the Orlando arena, the old one.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I've been to I've been to War Memorial Auditorium, which they don't use anymore. Miami Beach Convention Center back in the day, they used to run there all the time. Like those, And then when I got to wrestle in the War Memorial, that was a pretty cool thing.
Okay.
And you see what it really is, and it's like, oh, thought it was a little bit, sometimes it's like, oh, really? Okay. You think it's all this extravagant thing just because they're at this, the War Memorial, and it's like, interesting. But it was a bucket list thing for me to wrestle there, but because they weren't running more and more events, so I got a chance to wrestle there. But I haven't been to any big.
Now the Panthers have put a lot of money into that. War Memorial.
Yep.
Yeah. Direct Cross, thank you, sir, for the love on the super chat. Thank you, sir. He says QM is unlistenable. No, I mean, there's some good dudes there. I'm just saying it's not like a real sports station anymore now. So that's all. They got some good dudes there, but it's a shell of what it used to be. Nobody there breaks any stories. They got nobody there who gives any insight, that's for sure. That I know. But, I mean, they do the best with what they have. There's no resources there, and it's not like they're trying, you know what I mean? They're not really trying anywhere anymore at all. Those days of the Beasleys and Greg Reed and back then with QAM, that is dead and gone, man. Those days are absolutely dead and gone, dude. It's crazy how bad it is. But yeah, and I would never suggest anybody get in our business. So let's see. I agree, Big O. The way the Heat have done things over the last 10 years or so, they create apathy sooner than if they reset, get in the lottery to have a chance to pick a potential superstar. I don't get it. I really don't. That one I don't get. What else do we have? Radio as a whole is unlistenable. Yeah. Big O should take over ESPN now, dude. You know what? I'm nice and I have trimmed the fat here completely. I am kind of at a point now in my life where I'm going to keep it nice and really low key. You know what I mean? When I started this whole thing, I started building it up and building it up, and I'm like, I was like, whoa, bro, I'm working way too much here, and I'm working for a lot of other people, and I'm like, yeah, you know what, bro? I need to relax. and take it easy. And that's kind of what way I'm doing things now. I'm just not going to kill myself. I'm going to coast. You know what I mean? I'll provide the talk show and all the insight, but yeah, I am not going to go through all the craziness that I was doing at the beginning. You know. By the way, the NFL is returning to Germany in 2026 and 2028. They're going to go to Melbourne, Australia, where the Rams are going to be the team. And then also Rio, they didn't mention the team. And then 2 games at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London. So that means next year, the Dolphins will not be going overseas. I don't know about 28, maybe 28 or 29. They could go overseas, but at least for next year, they will. And think about it. You're going to be kind of rebuilding the next 2 years. These are the years you want to go overseas. But, you know, just to kind of at least what it looks like, the overview, it doesn't look like Miami will be going overseas next year unless they're an opponent. You know, yeah, unless they're an opponent, which that could happen, but not a home game, at least. That's what it's not going to be. Yeah. Big O, am I grooming anyone to take over the business? No, I am not. No. I will be on the platform for a long time. You know what I mean? Now, the show could evolve to other things down the line, you know? But yeah, no. I mean, I don't plan on going anywhere yet. Plan on still doing this for a couple of years. I just am not going to go through what I was doing before where I had, 15 people on this thing and all kinds of stuff going all over. Nah, it's just, it was too much. Too much work, man. It's too much work. You know what I mean? So not worth it for me. Yeah, I'm making more money, but it just, it's not worth the headache as it is. What else do we have? You could keep New York, a lot of lights for sure, but man, what an ugly, old, gray, cold, stinky city. I hated going there. Oh, New York? I don't mind going to New York to visit and pop in for a couple of days and then leave. But I wouldn't want to live there. I'm with you that. It's too damn cold anyways. Big O, please tell me this is a joke, the Colts signing Phillip Rivers. Yeah, no, it happened yesterday. They put him on the practice squad. Yeah. And so we talked about it yesterday. It's a complete joke. He sucked when he played at the end of his career. So why would you think that he's going to bail you out or anything? This is a really dumb and desperate move by the Indianapolis Colts. I hate to say this because I am not a fan of this kind of player, but go get yourself a running quarterback at least. You have one of the best running backs in the NFL in Jonathan Taylor. So find a kid that can complete a couple passes but also runs, but you're not going to find a pocket passer at this point. And Phillip Rivers is not the answer. He's a turnover machine. And he's 44 years old, dude. It's just so stupid. So just get an athlete back there that maybe he could complete a couple passes, not named Anthony Richardson, like an athlete that can kind of throw the ball and also not like Anthony Richardson, who's soft, who's brittle. You know what I'm saying? And try to get by for the rest of the year. But Phillip Rivers, it's an absolute joke, dude. Absolute joke. By the way, the Marlins, did you hear about, you saw its story on free agency? They're offering 1-year deals. Did you see that? Yep. Yeah, let me see if I can find the tweet from yesterday. Here it is. Jeremiah Geiger. He says sources have told MLB.com that the Marlins have primarily been offering just one-year deals to free agents, though multi-year contracts could be on the table depending on the player. So it's always good to know that, you know, your Marlins are so dedicated to winning, bro. Those Marlins, one-year deals.
Every good free agent's looking for that one-year deal. I mean, that's going to get them.
Yeah, and a multi-year deal that's backloaded. They're going to give them a Loria special.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll pay you 5 this year and 52 next.
You'll be traded by the deadline.
Yeah. And if it's not the deadline, you're traded definitely in the offseason. You're gone. So, but just, you know, it's good to know that the Marlins are still inadequate and pathetic and cheap and disgusting and all that. So it is what it is. Big O, the Dolphins' journey song for Tua would be Still the Ride, because they still ride with a junk quarterback. Trying to think of the words. Still the ride. I need the lyrics so I could try to, like, throw in some Tua shots with the song. So I saw a trade package for John Moran out there from the Stein line. Hero and an $8.4 million exemption that they have. You know, at this point, a lot of you are going, yeah, I'll do it. Because you saw Hero coming back and the team completely, although I think it's more about the team, but still, some of it has to be on Hero. Okay? I mean, they were playing well until Hero got back, and they played like shit with Tyler Hero. I think after that first game. No?
The first game was bad because I wanted to see how many they were averaging 96 to 100 plays a game. The first game Tyler Hero came back, it dropped to 85. And I was like, oh no, they're going back to the slower pace.
But they won that game.
I believe they lost that one. They won the second one.
Oh, it's the second one?
Yeah, the second one, then they started, and then since then it's been
okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
It hasn't been good. But the pace of play did pick up after that first game, but that first game it dropped by 10 to 12 possessions. I was like, oh no. But
right now, there's a lot of you that'll go, oh, why not try it, bro? Why not try it? The only thing is, I think John Moran has like 3 years left on his deal. And that's where you have to be careful because you could get out of Tyler Hero's contract now very quickly here. Because you could probably trade him now at this point. Not a lot of people are going to trade for John Moran. Because not a lot of people can handle John Moran. Not a lot of people want to handle John Morant. You know what I'm saying? John Morant can be, you know, a pain in the ass. I don't know. That one is, would you make it? Would you do it right now?
when you're first saying it without knowing about the Morant 3 year still, I mean, unless you're going to make him, you really think he can be that guy for you, then no, because you can get out of Tyler Hero now. So I know. I mean, before, yes, when I first heard it, yes. But if it sends us back into where we're at now, or just all over again, just now we have Morant instead of Tyler, no.
Well, How about you guys out there that are watching? Would you trade Tyler Hero and the $8.4 million exemption for John Morant now at this point?
Lenny Pena corrected me. I guess they did beat Milwaukee. You were right, So they did beat Milwaukee the first
game, right?
Yeah,
That's what I thought. That first game he actually shot well.
What Lenny's saying,
that's what I thought he won that first game. Overall, I'm pulling up John Morant's contract right now to make sure that I'm right. And he is being paid $40 million this year, 39.4. He has 2 more years left at 42 and 45. Yeah. And then he's a free agent. So the 26, 27, and 27, 28 seasons will be his last season. And he's only 28 that year.
The only thing,
try it?
I think I'm going back in on what I just said with what you just said now, because if it works.
Fuck Tyler. Sorry, but Tyler wants more money than 42, 44.
Yeah, no. I'm telling you, but if this works.
Like Tyler would want like 45, 50 million.
Think about what you have then, too. If you can rehabilitate John Morant to be something, he becomes even more of an asset for trade if you want to get out of him that last year.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but if you resurrect it,
but
you're
also
extending.
you're probably extending them. Exactly.
If you're resurrected, you're extending.
Because
you found a star for nothing.
I think at this point you do it.
I think you do it.
What does Tyler give
at
you?
That
and
money,
he's going to want more. And
yeah, at that money, I'd rather have Morant and
it's
just
funny
try.
Though, because 3 years I say no, but 2 years I say yes.
Yeah. 2 years. 2 years. I might do it. With Hero. With Tyler Hero, you are tied this year and next year at 33. So either 44 or 33, 11 more. I'll take my chances. Because 11 million is nothing in the NBA.
I think the upside is greater.
Yeah.
For Morant than it is for Tyler.
Yes.
And Dave says no because you can't trust him. But then do we trust Tyler?
I can't trust
Hero?
Tyler. I mean, he's a sack of injuries, dude. He's already had 2 injuries. Season's barely started, and he's got 2 injuries already, dude. I don't know. I can't trust Tyler. You can't trust Tyler. None of us can trust Tyler. Maybe Katya can trust Tyler, but that's different. That's a different kind of trust. But no. I can't trust him whatsoever. I don't know, man. That one's kind of screwed up. I don't want to see Tyler in a Heat jersey anymore. I'd make that trade for Morant. Big O, with your permission, can we start a poll for Hero Morant trade? Well, he could start it. Warriors will trade Kuminga for Morant when Kuminga is eligible in January. Ooh, I don't know if they would, because Jimmy Butler and him are kind of the same player. That would create problems on that team, I think. See, here Morant actually goes better because Powell is more of the outside guy and Morant can be the attacker. You know what I mean? And then Jaquez can continue his role off the bench playing for Morant. You know what I mean?
Morant is more like Jaime as far as the attacking goes than Powell.
Right.
Powell can he can attack, but he does take his role to where he knows.
We don't want Jaime in the three-point line.
No. We don't want Jaime in the three-point line.
And you don't want John Morant in the three-point line either. You know what I mean? But Morant and Jimmy are both attackers. I don't know. I don't know if that would work for Golden State. God, you'd have volatile Jimmy, volatile Morant, and volatile Draymond. Wow. Steve Kerr will end up in a straitjacket. Yeah, that's too much. That's just too much. Yeah, I don't believe they'll do that, dude. I don't believe they'll do that. No way. What else? Tyler is not a dog, he's a hog. I'll leave it at that. And moron lives up to his name. Juan Rosa, you speak the truth. When you're right, my brother. You know? Dolphin Dave says if it's only 11 million, yeah, you're only paying 11 million more for the guy. And you are, let's put it this way. Moran has proven that he is star status, something Tyler's never proven in his life. Moran has proven that he can be a star. He can be a force in the league. So I don't know. When you think about it, I'd actually do it, man. I would. I'd actually do it. Cash App or Venmo at excuse me, I'm sorry. At Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, or Solana donation as always. And we appreciate that immensely. Thank you all out there. By the way, Eagles fans, you guys, like, it's funny how people live up to their reputation sometimes. Sometimes a reputation that somebody has is wrong. It's not accurate. But then there are times when the reputation actually goes exactly with the description of whoever we're talking about. I'm not going to say human beings, because sometimes I wonder if Eagles fans are human beings. Seriously. I'm being totally serious about Eagles fans. Some of you out there. So Eagles offensive coordinator Kevin Patullo, his New Jersey home was vandalized with eggs after a recent loss. And this is a former player was reacting on it, says, that's crazy. My reaction is that it's just wild, man. I know the fans are, passionate, but golly, man, come on. That's crazy to do that. Go and egg someone's house. This is a game, man. Adams told Fox Digital in a recent interview while talking about Red Baron's fantasy football punishment. He goes, this is a kid's game. You got to relax out there. I've played at Penn State, so I understand Pennsylvania fans, but you got to chill. So what is it about Eagles fans? What is it about some of you out there that you're just scumbag lowlives? You're the team that they had to build a jail for back at Old Veteran Stadium. You're the team that destroys your city if you win something, or if you're not doing anything. You're the team that boos and pelts Santa. Hell, you booed Mike Schmidt, my favorite player of all time in baseball, Mike Schmidt. Like, it's Eagles fans are, you can't go with an opposing jersey to that stadium. Why? Because they don't act like normal human beings. I just wonder, what is it about you Eagles fans that you're just like scumbags? Like you're the lowest form of life. There's shit that I pick up on my shoes along the way, and it's worth more than you people are. Well, what's that name of that street in Philadelphia that is known for all those crack addicts? There's a street, I forgot, but are all you people like children from those people from that street? I'm just wondering what is wrong with Eagles fans. I remember I was doing a pre and post game show, and it was the pregame, and it was a Monday night, Dolphins and Eagles. And I was at QAM. This was, God, I don't know, 20 years ago, easy. And I had these drunk Eagle fans in front of my booth, and they were like screaming Eagles and all that kind of stuff. And, I was just looking at them like, losers. And then 2 minutes later, because it was right towards the end of my broadcast. And so 2 minutes later, I go to get in line to go up to the press box. And those two arrogant Eagle fans, morons, they're like 10 people in front of me, and they're screaming at two old people, a couple, easily in their 70s, in Dolphin garb. Poor old people, dude. They're just going to go enjoy the game or whatever, and they're screaming at them about how much the Dolphins suck and all that kind of. It just like I've seen enough of it over the years, and I really wonder what is wrong with you people. Seriously, like you should be banned from all sports. It's the level of scumbaggery from the Eagles fans is at a pretty high level. All right, let me do a little music. By the way, did you see what In-N-Out Burger's doing now? No. So In-N-Out Burger is retiring the number 6-7 from the ticket system, following disruptions from teens and kids swarming the restaurant to film employees announcing the order number 6-7. So there are viral videos out there of kids at the In-N-Out waiting for order 67, and they're doing the whole 6-7 thing. So In-N-Out now will do what buildings have done for many years. They go from the 12th floor to the 14th. Well, now In-N-Out Burger is going to go from order 66 to order 68. There will be no order 6-7. Tell you, bro. Tell you. All right, let's go with musicians born on the 10th. All right. Let's see. Meg White, drummer for White Stripes, born in 1974. Let's see who else. Paul Hardcastle. No, 19. I actually love Rainforest, right? I think it's called that song with no lyrics. Paul Hardcastle. I like that song. Anyway, born in 1957. Garth Smith, bassist for the Buzzcocks, born in 1955. Jeff Dean from Modern Romance, born in 1954. Susan Day from the Partridge Family, born in 1952. Ralph Tavares from the group Tavares. Heaven must be missing an angel, missing one angel child, 'cause you're here with me right now. Your love is heavenly, baby, heavenly to be. All right, let's go with other famous people born on the 10th. Remember, if I don't give you the age, that means, unfortunately, they have passed away. Poet Emily Dickinson, born in 1830. Poet Nellie Satch, born in 1891. Actor Tommy Kirk, born in 1941. Let's see. Actor Michael Clark Duncan, born in 1957. Actress and musician Nia Peoples, born in 1961. She's 64. Celebrity chef Bobby Flay, born in 1964. He's 61. Jay Massis from Dinosaur Jr., born in 1965. He's 60. Scott Alexander from Dishwalla, born in 71, he's 54. Actor Emmanuel Chiriki, born in 75, he's 50. TV personality and actress Raven Simone Pierman, born in 85, she's 40. Actress and filmmaker Tanya Turner, born in 90, she's 35. And NFL player Joe Burrow, born in 96, he's 29. Sean Stanley, do you have wrestlers today?
I do. Essa Rios turns 48, and one half of Crime Time, JTG, is 41 on December 10th, 2025.
Okay. All right, let's go with music history. What happened today in music history? In 66, the Beach Boys went to number 1 on the U.S. singles charts with Good Vibrations. Third number 1 U.S. song for them at that point. In 67, Otis Redding and several members of his band died when their plane crashed into Lake Monona in Madison, Wisconsin. Redding's biggest hit was Sitting on a Dock of a Bay, Watching the Tide Roll Away. Ooh, I'm just sitting on a dock of a bay. By the way, he was only 26. In 76, Queen released her 5th studio album, A Day at the Races. It features the single Somebody to Love, Tie Your Mother Down, Good Old Fashioned Lover Boy, and Long Away. In 83, on this date, Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson started a 6-week run at number 1 on the U.S. singles charts with Say, Say, Say What You Want. In 98, Bruce Springsteen was victorious in a $4 million court battle to prevent the release of an album of his early recordings. Let's see what else. In 2013, Childish Gambino released his 2nd studio album, Because the Internet, and it features the singles 3005, Crawl, Sweatpants, and Telegraph Avenue. In 2021, Michael Nesmith of the Monkees died in Carmel Valley, California at the age of 78. See if there's any musicians that wasn't on the other list. Jack Hughes of Wang Chung, born in 71. And that is it. That is it. All right. You know, just to have a little fun in music history. So, today, wait a minute. Oh, I didn't do it, man. No, I'm not going to do it then. Forget it. I had it, but it didn't save it, so screw it. If you're not going to save it, the page that I wanted. There's a little music fact, but forget it. Doesn't matter now. Yes, sir.
The NFL teams have approved investment in a new professional flag football league.
That was coming.
Yeah.
That was coming.
Phillip Rivers.
He's actually even worse for flag football. You really have to have mobility for that one. That's a total mobility game. Yeah. Yeah, you can't be a statue in flag football. You know, that's insane, dude. It really is. All right, folks. We appreciate all of you out there as always for tuning in. We thank Herbie Lopez here at Toyota of Hollywood. Always, he's a rock, man. He is absolutely amazing. He's a Bitcoiner too. So he's hoping, just like I am, that this administration that's in place, which is pro Bitcoin, gets the regulations going. Like a lot of us Bitcoiners, we need that before the whole thing collapses. We need it to get it in there. Would be good. Anyway, we thank Sean Stanley. We thank all the great people out here, Mr. Zinn and everybody else, for supporting us. We shall see you tomorrow Same time, same place, same bat channel.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.